A little monologue entitled Albert's Plans for the Millennium. There comes a time in the tide of men's affairs when take that the flood can turn out for the better, or then perhaps not so good. And so it was with young Albert, who came up with this idea to celebrate the new century with a prize Millennium beer. He took himself off to the library and, much to his surprise, found it had books on all sorts, not just murders, violence and spies. On the bottom shelf in one corner, and this would be his undoing, was an old and well-thumbed volume on the skills and arts of brewing. At this point, we really must question the library's code of practice. Should books and 10-year-olds have free and untrammelled access? Be that as it may, enthusiasm soon waned, the stumbling block being hops. His mother claimed she had none, and then neither had the shops. This, of course, was a setback, with no need for a second glance, and Albert's mounting frustration altered purely by chance. He'd thrown the book in a corner, more out of pique than rage, only to find it lying open on a rather fortuitous page. For there, in graphic detail, on page 209, were full and explicit details for the construction of rhubarb wine. Now, one thing in Ramsbottom's garden that grew in luxuriant profusion was the one essential ingredient for Albert's revised infusion. In a thrice he gathered a harvest, and into the kitchen he ran, whence he chopped and harried the lot into every available pan. You may well ask of the outcome. Was it perhaps dry, medium or sweet? Had it a fine and delicate bouquet, or were we talking sweaty feet? For this we may never know. Patience wasn't young Albert's bent. After a brief fermentation arrived the grand tasting event. He gathered together all his pals. They each brought a cup or a mug. Some came with a bottle. Linda Evans came with a jug. It was initially quite a success, with Albert the toast of the town, but the end result was something on which grown-ups usually frown. The hospital beds were overwhelmed with inebriants with a rhubarby sheen. Some were pink and some were green, and others with a delicate shade in between. There's no moral to this story, but if Albert should choose to roam, for heaven's sake keep him away from that silly Millennium dome.